Hey, Papa, let's see what we got in the playlist today. Nope, it ain't the one. That ain't it either. What's going on, family? We about to get started in just a few seconds. It's a certain song that I'm looking for. This one. Y'all. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And this is my new joint. Like, this is my new joint. And oh my God. So excited. I'm so excited to be back. I'm so happy to see everybody come in. My baby is beating on the door like it's like he knows. Mommy is live. I'm going to go mess with her right now. That's all right. Go away, child. Leave me alone. But y'all, this song right here, Voodoo, featuring Earth Gang. It's my new joint. I think I don't have this thing on repeat since like I left California last weekend. Speaking of California, so check it out, y'all. And I'm still getting things set up. But y'all, it's been a crazy October since October started. And don't mind me, y'all. I'm still getting, like I said, I'm still getting stuff so I have to make sure that I'm in the room and I'm able to be everything with everybody. So if you're tuning in, thank you for tuning in. We'll be getting DearSuccess read started in just a second. But what I was about to say was, y'all, last weekend was amazing. Like 100% amazing. No questions, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Amazing. You say I'm starting, so where am I? All right, y'all. Give me a moment. Hold up. Here we go. There we go. It took a second for it to pop up. So check it out, y'all. Last weekend, I was in California. The weekend before that, some craziness happened. I don't even remember. All I know is that I don't remember having internet. I don't remember having internet. I don't remember what was going on that weekend before. So the 3rd and the 10th, you guys, we are behind on the 4 agreements. This book, y'all, shouldn't really take that long. It's not a long book. It's not a super detailed, filled book. It's honestly quick, straight to the point book. So the fact that I started this on the last, maybe like the last 2 Sundays of September, and we're here, I'm going to fast forward through the book today, and we're going to talk about the 4 agreements. We're going to break them down. I'll give you some parts of the book, but what I will say is if I want to leave you guys to read the 4 agreements in your own time. And for those that actually do read the 4 agreements in their own time, then for sure, definitely. Hold on, where's my iPhone? Here we go. No, I don't think I want this option. Yeah. So for those that do actually take the time to read the 4 agreements, I want to hear back from you, man. Like, let me know how the 4 agreements is working out for you. What has shifted in your life, if anything, since you have made those new agreements with yourself. No, don't switch. You with it up. And I'm in. No need for audio. Cool. So I know exactly. I don't need that. I don't need the video. I just need to be able to share my screen. So yeah, I want to know how this is working out for you. I want to know how the 4 agreements have affected you in any, if at all, to be honest. So that's the book that we're going to be going over. And the next book, I haven't quite decided what the next book is going to be. Haven't figured that part out yet. But when I do, I'll definitely let y'all know. I think that's where we left off the last time. All right, cool. So when it's time for me to share that, it's time for me to share that. Alright, share screen. So what exactly? No, that's not what I wanted. Anyways, I'm gonna pull this over here, and then I'm gonna make it big. Pull it back over here again, and then I'm gonna choose that screen. I don't really need audio on that one. All right, cool. All right. I'm gonna need to make this full screen. Bam. All right. So that is what I'm sharing. This is what we're talking about today. The 4 agreements. If you've missed anything, what is that? It got frozen? Okay. 4 agreements, you guys, by Mr. Don Miguel Ruiz. We are going over the minutes. We're getting back on it. We're getting back to it. I can switch up how my screen looks. There we go. I want to see me, and I want you to be able to see the page. So viewing this has any issues, viewing if you're lost in the sauce and you don't know where I am, do say so. I'm gonna put it right here. That'll make it a lot easier. Let me put this down. The music will still be playing in the background though. All right, so the last session, the last time that we came together, we were talking about the 4 agreements, and the last thing that we stopped on was basically the very first agreement. We got into being impeccable with your word. I wonder, this is the part I always lose track of. Like, am I actually live on IG right now? Because it don't tell me if I'm live on IG, on my own IG. So let me switch over. Let me try something right quick. Am I even following myself here? Oh, good. So it does show me it's live. I'm excited. Okay, I figured it out. So anyways, what I was saying was, so the last time we talked, y'all, the last time we was together, the last time we came in, communed, we were talking about the very first agreement, which was be impeccable with your word. And that sounds like exactly what it sounds like. Say what you mean what you say. Don't mix signal thing. Don't do the people gotta read in between the lines to figure out what I'm saying. Be impeccable with your word, guys. And the thing about it is, most of all, be impeccable with your word, with yourself. Like, yes, this is about being honest. This is about being forthright. This is about being, open and honest with other people. But this is most of all a self-check. This book is meant to help you see what agreements have you made with yourself. Basically, what things have you told yourself and currently believe based off of those things. And those agreements, if those agreements and those things that you told yourself do not serve you and they're not lining up with the things that you have seen for your life vision, it's not purpose at all, it's time to make a new contract with yourself. And I'm not even gonna lie, yo, it is not simple. Ain't simple. It ain't easy. So if you're seeing me on Facebook, I'm gonna let you know, you can definitely, if you got something to say, you can definitely comment on Facebook, y'all. I can see your comments on Facebook, but I cannot see your comments on Instagram, which is why it says DM me on G if you have something that you want to say, and I will most definitely read it out and I will include you. I haven't figured out, you guys, how to have guest hosts yet. I'm working toward that, and this just may end up being a podcast, so watch out there for that too. If you're not following me, you guys, on Instagram, if you're seeing me from Facebook and you don't have connected, you're not linked up to me on Instagram, do it right here. This Miss DearSuccess herself, easy to find, look for me, I'll pop right up. There's nobody but me like me out there. That's what I love about this. Unique. So back to it. We're talking about the 4 agreements. So the very first agreement, be impeccable word. If you say that you're going to get up and you're going to go to the gym tomorrow at 5 a.m., get up, go to the gym tomorrow, be there at 5 a.m. Because it's one thing to break a promise to other people, but it's another thing to break a promise to yourself. It hit different. It's something about that. Like, you can't keep your own word to you. So why should anybody else take you serious? Why should anybody else believe what you say when you don't do and you don't believe what you say? Right? So that's really something to think about. So what I want to do, guys, I want to jump into the book. I want to whiz through. I want to get the other 3 agreements to the forefront so that you at least know the 4 agreements and how you need or how you can rock with those 4 agreements in your own personal life. So I'm not going to read the book verbatim. We're going to skip through a few things, and I'm just going to pretty much take you to the most important part. So you going to see the what is yeah, so you're gonna see, you basically gonna see the what you call it, the table of contents and all that. So the first agreement, be impeccable with your word. Let me see. I'll do it like this. I'll type it up so you can see this. And I really honestly really wish I had a different way of doing this. My computer is like, I can't handle all this going on right now. It's so slow. So yeah, first agreement, be impeccable with your word. All right. Then the second agreement, don't take anything personal, y'all. This agreement, that second agreement has saved my life in more ways than one, right? The third agreement, always do your best, right? I'm sorry. The third agreement is don't make assumptions. Also, a very life-saving agreement. That contract. This contract right here is something serious. And the last agreement, the fourth agreement, is always do your best. Those 4 things, living by those 4 agreements, those 4 new contracts that I made with myself every single day, has helped me through more situations than I can count since I decided to actually incorporate this into my life, with how I talk to people, how I communicate, how people see me, how I see other people, how I handle situations, how I handle life situations. Sometimes, often, other times, obviously easier than others. Easier said than done, but with practice, it's a lot. It becomes more and more fluid. It becomes a lot easier. You start to snap to your judgment. Just says, oh, wait a minute, 4 agreements. I know how to handle this shit. Because any other day, hands without neck start moving, rat, like literally snatching air, all that hand clapping, like literally that would easily come out. But when you're training yourself and you start to install those new things, you'll start to realize, oh, wait a minute, I didn't do that this time. I wasn't upset. I didn't take it personal. I asked questions and I found real understanding about what's going on. So I didn't assume to know or not know anything. And I did my best with this today. And that's a pat on the back. That means you're growing. So, excuse me. So let's go to the second agreement. Let's go to don't take anything personal. Let's get into this one here. So it says the next agreements are really born from the first agreement. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. Whatever happens around you, don't take it personally. And it'll tell you why in a second. Don't take it personally. Using an earlier example, if I see you on the street and I say, hey, you are so stupid, without knowing, it's not about you. It's about me. Right. Now, here's this is the thing. This is what got me to understanding, where I start to see how people respond out of their own personal turmoil and their own personal trauma and issues, that they would say something to someone to hurt the other person, and it ends up backfiring in their face and shows the light that, wow, you got issues. This ain't about me. You think that other people really be thinking about you like that, but they don't. And that was something that was so liberating to me. To that people really don't think as much as I think they think, as much as I thought that they actually really be, judging and coming up with these ideas of who they think I am as a person. Most people don't really think about you and any more than, hey, we see each other, we talk for a minute, we connect, and then once you leave each other's presence, out of sight, out of mind. So they don't think about you like that. Some people out here got imaginary haters. They don't even have haters, and they just be thinking that people be hating on them when it's really not even that serious. People don't be thinking about them at all. They just be like, cool, whatever. People, we pass by each other, obviously, all day, every day, and we don't really have those thoughts unless it's someone that we've had some type of negative or some type of memorable interaction with, right? So, let me keep going. It says, if you take it personally, then perhaps you believe that you are stupid. There's the thing. So someone on the street that you don't even know calls you stupid. Hey, you are so stupid. And they don't know you. And you take it personally. You get mad. You get upset. I'm not stupid. I don't know. I'm not stupid. You get into that fight mode where you have to prove that you're not stupid. Then you start to kind of people start to look at you, and maybe you are. Like, why were you triggered by that? This right here challenges emotional. Can you handle your responses? Are you triggered? If you are triggered, then why? Find out your triggers, debunk those triggers, figure out what it is at the root that even created the trigger. And that way you can settle the score with yourself. So when somebody says something to you that's out of line, you don't even respond. You just be like, okay, cool. Thank you. Right? So what was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, so if you take it personally, then perhaps you believe you're stupid. Maybe you think to yourself, how does he know? Is he clairvoyant? Or can everybody see how stupid I am? Like, you see what happens with the stuff you tell yourself. Like, if somebody says that you're, oh my God, you suck speaking. If you personally already been telling yourself, oh my God, I suck so bad at personal speaking, public speaking, I am not good with a mic, I am not good standing in front of people. No. What they was thinking when they threw me up here on this stage, and then somebody come and say, oh my God, man, girl, that sucked. You're gonna feel something about that. You be like, how did they know I sucked? Was there something I said? Did they see something that said that I was? You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how this right here have you really like trying to figure your life out? So definitely don't take anything personally. Now, I'm not going to go through this whole entire chapter for the sake of time and for the sake of wrapping this book up, because I definitely did not have the intention of going this long with this book. So going with that, cool. I'm getting posts and different things. So I check my messages because I never know who's saying something to me. I learned my lesson last week, y'all, with being, not paying attention to certain things. My mentor, my coach, I call them both coach. I call them both mentors. Shout out to Chad Thompson and Isis Love. But they were talking to me, y'all, and in the chat, and I had no clue. I was so wrapped up with my outside circumstances that I low-key had no idea what was going on. I really was not, I wasn't tapped in. I wasn't even half as connected as I should have been. And that's something that I've been personally getting on myself about this couple days. It's just like, sis, you ain't been tapped in. You just been living out of line, and you got to get back in line. Sometimes you have to be your own disciplinarian, and not even sometimes, you have to be your own disciplinarian. You got to come at yourself like a mom would come to a child. Now, you're doing that gone. You're doing what you're not supposed to do. Why are you doing that? You know what you're supposed to be doing. Why are you sitting up here doing this, and you know this is not how it's supposed to go? You know what I'm saying? You know how your mom catch you doing something you're not supposed to do, and she grab you by your arm or grab you by the hand and say, now you know better. I don't know why you doing this. Or I don't know why you are not doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. Don't do that to yourself. So I've been getting on myself. So that's why I had to make it my business to come live today. Whether anybody gets on, whether people pop in or pop out, whether anybody's getting this knowledge or not, that's not up to me. I can't control everybody else, but what I can control is me. And what I can do is continue to work on focus and staying consistent and building my self discipline. It's the only way it's going to, I'm going to grow that. And it's the only way I'm going to succeed, plus more things, right? So, like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole entire book, but let's read a little bit further down. It says, you take it personal. I'm here. If you can see something else, I'm here. So you take it personally because you agree with whatever was said. Most people will argue you down and say, nuh-uh, I'm not mad. I'm not mad because they said that, when in all honesty, they are. You're pissed. You're upset. You're triggered. You're responding the way that you're responding. You're showing emotion the way that you're showing it because you actually somewhere in you believe or agree with whatever was said to you. As soon as you agree, the poison goes through you and you are trapped in a dream of hell. What causes you to be trapped is what we call personal importance. Basically, how you regard yourself. Personal importance, or taking things personally, is the maximum expression of selfishness because we make the assumption that everything is about me. During the period of our education or our domestication, we learn to take everything personally. We think we are responsible for everything. Me, always me. Nothing other people do is because of you. If you have never heard anybody tell you this, y'all, you better listen to me and listen to me good today. Nothing other people do is because of you. If that boyfriend said something to you that hurt your heart, it was not because of you. It was because of him and all the stuff that he was dealing with. If that girl went in behind your back and cheated on you with God knows who, it wasn't because of you. It was because of her own issues, her own personal trauma, her own thoughts, and her own vision of herself that led her to believe that that was a good idea. Y'all, I'm telling you, most of the issues that people have with us are not about us. It's because of something that's within them that was left unchecked. Can you really believe that? Can you believe that? It took me a minute, but it is. Like, oh, wait a minute. You mad at me because of what? Oh no, that's not my trauma. That's your trauma. It's something within you that you believe that has you looking at me the way that you looking at me. And the moment that you go in and you find out what that is and you plug that, I promise you, our perspectives of each other will shift. Right? So moving forward, it is because of themselves. I'm here. It is because of themselves. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind, right? They are in a completely different world from the one we live in. When we are taking something personally, we make the assumption that they know what is in our world and we try to impose our world on their world. This is a constant battle, a constant fight amongst people all day, every day. This is why we have so much crazy stuff going on in the world right now, y'all, because we're constantly trying to deflect our world on someone else's to get them to understand what's going on in ours. And we don't even understand what's going on in our own world. Man, this book is so good. I love it. All right. So even when a situation seems so personal, I'm here down here at the bottom of the page. Even when a situation seems so personal, even if others insult you directly, it has nothing to do with you. What they say, what they do, and the opinions they give are according to the agreements they have in their own mind. Their point of view comes from all the programming they've received during domestication during that time frame, right? So that page right there alone, this very first page right here, y'all, says so much. Like getting into the rest, this right here make you want to go through the rest. So that's where I'm going to leave it for don't take things personally. Don't take things personally, guys, because guess what? It's not even about you to begin with. So you don't need to take it personal. If somebody says something, does something, whatever, understand that the action that they took was because of something that they believed in their own world. It has nothing to do with you. So save yourself the energy. Save yourself that release. Save yourself that. All right, so let's get into it. The third agreement. This one right here helped me out a lot. Excuse me. So yeah, if you're just coming on, 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz is what we're going over right now. Y'all, this book is helping a lot of people. Me, definitely me. I'm one. And it just helps you take a look. Just really look over yourself. So right now we're talking about the third agreement. We are fast forwarding the book. I'm not necessarily delving deep. I'm doing more of a topical read, just kind of like the first to second page of each agreement, because the agreements are more important to me than any other area of the book. Not saying that the first chunk and that bottom piece is not informational and that you don't get anything out of it, but those 4 the agreements themselves are what really need to be known, in my opinion. So I'm making it my business to share those agreements today, so we can move on to the next book. For the month, it's literally the 17th, y'all. It's the 17th already. It's the 17th. That's all I have to say. Just a deep sigh, right? So definitely, let's get into this third agreement. Let's think about this. Don't make assumptions. How many are guilty of just thinking they know? Oh, I know what I'm talking about. How many people out here? How many of you guys already? Let's just say, I know for me, I'm in business, right? I'm a business mom, woman, entrepreneur, working on several things, just really diving into learning and becoming, right? And you taking your business, product, service, whatever, to someone, and you say, man, hey, I want to show you what I'm into. I want to show you what's helping me. And I think that it could also help you. Now, this may not be for everybody. This may not be for everyone, but I really think that you could get value out of this, and you genuinely want to share what it is that you know, or what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're into. And the first thing that flies out of their mouth, you show them and say, hey, have you ever heard of ... And they go, oh, yeah, I know what that is. And you're not doing it. Well, yeah, no, I know what it is. I just really, it's not for me. It's really not. But it yields such a great return. Well, yeah, it's kind of like they think they know just because they've heard someone else talk about it, just because they've seen it somewhere, just because they did a little read up on it, they think they know. Well, you don't know until you've experienced, until you actually got in, you got your feet wet, really done some, something with it, and say, you know what, I tried that. It didn't go well for me the first time or the second time that I tried that. Oh, well, I read up on that, but I actually opened an account and played with it. I don't really too much really understand it all, but I know that this is what, this is what I do know about that. So, number 3, third agreement, don't make assumptions. I'm going to read. We're going to go ahead and jump into it here. The third agreement, if you see me looking to my right, it's because I have a dual screen set up. I say this on all my podcasts, so I don't want you guys to feel like I'm talking to somebody over here. I'm just looking away from the camera because I have this pulled up in 3 areas. And I just want to make sure that I'm everything clearly so you can see and law. So the third agreement, you guys, is don't make assumptions. We have the tendency to make assumptions about everything. The problem with making assumptions is that we believe that they are the truth. We can swear they are real. We make assumptions about what others are doing or thinking, and then we take it personally, which agreement number 2 says not to do. Then we blame them and react by sending emotional poisons with our words. That is why whenever we make an assumption, we're asking for problems. I've been working on teaching my children this. I've been teaching my son this especially. I feel like I've been on this lesson with him for years. Don't make assumptions. Don't think you know what I'm going to say or what I'm going to do based off of a past experience or something that you think, oh, well, she may not like that, so I'm not going to ask, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm going to do this, whatever the case is. Because what happens is you completely just take that situation and it's a whole nother issue now. All right. We make an assumption, we misunderstand, we take it personally, and we end up creating a whole big drama for nothing. So, perfect example. You talk to a friend, you talk to someone that you haven't seen or heard from in a minute. Hey, let's catch up. Cool, let's meet up for coffee. Let's meet up to do lunch. Cool. Somewhere, somebody made an assumption. And then what happens, you don't end up meeting at all. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that you were actually gonna come. Or the other person says, I came, but I didn't realize that I needed to say I was gonna be there. So what happened is everybody made assumptions. Well, she just assumed, or he just assumed, right? And now it's a whole situation. But thank goodness for forgiveness and apologizing as well, because sometimes it's just simple misunderstanding, but it can be rerouted really easy when you don't make assumptions, meaning you ask questions for clarity. Hey, I just want to confirm. Hey, I just want to touch base and make sure that what we talked about is what's going to happen. Just an extra few minutes, an extra question or two. Hey, I know that we're supposed to have a phone appointment tomorrow at p.m. I'm just reaching out to make sure that you're still going to be able to make that appointment tomorrow at 5 p.m. And then the day of, probably about 30 minutes before that 5 p.m. appointment, 30 minutes before, hey girl, hey my God, what's going on? I just want to reach out just want to remind you, appointment at 5 p.m. You good? Thumbs up? Yes. Thumbs down? No, and we can reschedule. Thumbs up? All right, cool. I'll see you at 5. Thumbs down? Oh man, I'm sorry that we're gonna miss each other. Well, let's reschedule for another day or another time, and make sure you put it on your calendar to follow up. And the only reason I have to talk about this, guys, is because I'm learning this right now. To follow up. There is power in the follow up. That is not a lie. I've been hearing it for years. There's power in the follow up. You don't follow up, you open the door for a lot of things to happen or not happen. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit deeper. Where were we? Okay, so that is why we never make assumptions. We're asking for problems. We make an assumption, we misunderstand, we take it personally, and we end up creating a whole big drama for nothing. All the sadness and drama you have lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personally. He ain't lying, y'all. He is not. Don is not lying. He is telling the truth. So take a moment to consider the truth of this statement. The whole war of control between humans is about making assumptions and taking things personally. Our whole dream of hell is based on that. Whoa. We got to stop that. A little bit further in, we create a lot of emotional poison just by making assumptions and taking it personally, because usually we start gossiping about our assumptions. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't act brand new. Don't act like you don't know. You made an assumption. You didn't ask no questions. All you did was you heard what you heard, and you just ran from that. Girl, did you hear about? Yes, honey. She said You don't even know the situation. All you know is what you know. And you just, well, I'm not really sure about this or that, but this is, this is what I'm thinking. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how stuff gets started. And it's so easy to avoid when we don't do that. If you have a problem with somebody, don't just assume that they know that you even have a problem with them. That you might not understand something that they said or did, or an action that they may have, a behavior or whatever. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about something that you did last week or something that you did yesterday. Quite frankly, don't let it go on for too long. You don't want it to fester. But hey, I just wanted to talk to you right quick about that. Did you mean to do that? Or, was there intention behind that? Most of the time, people will tell you, no, I didn't mean to do that on purpose. I didn't even realize I crossed you like that. For bringing it to my attention, I'm sorry that I even did that. Well, what did you mean by, A, B, or C? Well, actually, what I meant was this. And that helps you correct your perspective. Oh, okay. So that's the way I should have saw that. Okay. I'm glad I talked to you about that. My bad. Guess what? This person knows that, oh, that person, he'll come and communicate with me if I do something wrong. That's how we learn. We learn by communication, by feedback. Oh, I don't like when you do this, or I like when you do that. That's how we learn, right? So assumption, y'all, this is some good stuff. So where did I stop off? Okay, so remember, gossiping is the way we communicate to each other in the dream of hell and transfer poison to one another. Because we are afraid to ask for clarification, we make assumptions, right? See, I just said that. Asking for clarification is so easy. And some people, you'll be surprised, don't even want you to come ask for clarification because they feel like you should know already. So those people, you got to deal with those too. But it's also, once again, don't take that personally. It's not about you. You have to remember that we're all dealing with our own personal traumas, or dealing with our own, things that we've all been dealing with for ever since we were kids, especially if you haven't taken the time to really become aware of those things. So where was I? Because we are afraid to ask for clarification, we make assumptions. I'm here just to let you guys know. We make assumptions and believe we are right about the assumptions, simply because we don't have anybody there to help us correct that perspective and say, no, that's not what I wanted you to think or feel at all. This is what I was saying. This is what I meant. So I wasn't trying to go for that. And you say, oh, I took that all the way wrong. My bad. Right. So then we defend our assumptions. Then we defend our assumptions and try to make someone else wrong. That right there actually burns my biscuits. Yes, I said burns my biscuits. That burns my biscuits because people want to be justified and they want to be right in their perspective. They don't want to see your perspective. They don't want to try to come from another angle or understand how it can be seen from any other way besides theirs. That's when they're trying to pull you into their own personal hell, their dream world, right? And when you tell them, oh, okay, when you respond and you say, you know what, the way that you're seeing that's not it, they get mad with you because they feel like they want to be right. I don't know a lot of people out here that just, they're okay walking around just being wrong. Well, I'm wrong and I'm okay with that. No, most people will fight you tooth and nail to prove they're right. Most people, especially adults, have big issues with being wrong, incorrect, or looking some type of way. Most of the time, most people equate being wrong with lesser intelligence, and that's not even it. It's okay as adults to be wrong. We can still grow. We can still change. It's okay to be wrong because when you find out that you're wrong, you'll find out why you're wrong. And that means that now you're going to move forward, understand the correct way to see something or the correct way to do something based from that mistake. So It is always better to ask the question than to make an assumption, because assumptions set us up for suffering. The big mitote is the human mind creates a lot of chaos, which causes us to misinterpret everything and misunderstand everything. We only see what we want to see and hear what we want to hear. We don't perceive things the way that they are. We have a habit of dreaming with no basis in reality. Y'all, if I keep going, I'm gonna get lost in this book and we gonna miss that fourth ingredient. So I'm gonna stop right here. So the basis, no basis in reality. We just going off of what someone told us. We just going off of some learned response. We're just going off. We're not trying to do work here. We're just, doing what we think is right. And we think that just because we think it's right, then it's right. We can't be wrong. Nobody else can have a better way, right? It's just, that's the way it is. That, you guys, that mindset, that thought pattern will stunt your growth. So definitely try to do better. So the third agreement, don't make assumptions. I hope you guys are taking notes. And if you are not, and you feel free to play the video back again. And it's also on my YouTube page. It's on my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. I gotta find it. As a matter of fact, I need to figure out how to even post that. I'm still learning. All right, so the last and final agreement, you guys, we only have a few more minutes. We're coming up on the 45 of the hour. I'm only going to keep you till 6 or a little bit less than 6 o'clock, working on that time span. Because I appreciate y'all always sharing your time with me and even tuning in, even if it's for a few seconds. So the fourth agreement, fourth and final, and if you ask me, it's also very important, is always do your best. And I'm just going to jump right into reading. I'm going to start right here. There's just one more agreement, but it's the one that allows the other three to become deeply imagined habits. I'm sorry, deeply ingrained. I don't know how I saw imagined, but deeply ingrained habits. The fourth agreement is about the action of the first three. Always do your best. Under any circumstance, always do your best. No more, no less. But keep in mind that your best is never going to be the same from one moment to the next. Whew, I wish I had learned this earlier in life, because I was one of those kids. I was kind of like, depending on, especially if it was music, when it was art, when it was anything that I was personally creating, I took it so, personal, that I wanted it to be correct. I wanted it to be right. I wanted it to be like taking a test. I had to get it all right on the first try. Learning something new, I had to get it right the first go. And it was just a lot of things and a lot of issues and pain I probably could have avoided had I learned that it's okay. Do your best. If that's the best that you can do today, then accept that that's the best that you are that you're able to do today, and then try again tomorrow or try again another day. So where was I at? Let me see. Under any circumstances. Okay, so here, everything is alive and changing all the time. So your best will sometimes be high quality, and other times it will not be as good. When you wake up refreshed and energized in the morning, your best will be better than when you are tired at night. Your best will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick, or sober as opposed to drunk. Your best will depend on whether you are feeling wonderful and happy, or upset, angry, or jealous. In your everyday moods, your best can change from one moment to another, from 1 hour to the next, from one day to another. Your best will also change over time. As you build the habit of the 4 new agreements, your best will become better than it used to be. Regardless of the quality, keep doing this. No more, no less than your best. If you try too hard to do more than your best, you will spend more energy than is needed, and in the end, your best will not be enough. When you overdo, you deplete your body and go against yourself, and it will take you longer to accomplish your goal. But if you do less than your best, you subject yourself to frustration, self-judgment, guilt, and regrets. Oh, what's that? What is this? Oh, thank you. My daughter made me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Her PB&Js are so good. I remember teaching her to make her first PB&J when she was about 2 years old, 2 or 3. And it is the best thing that she makes. Now, she can cook too now, but the PB&Js be on point. But yeah, what was I saying? So regardless of quality, oh, yeah. So yeah, when I overdo, y'all, it's so easy to get lost on these pages, especially when they're small. So when you overdo, you deplete your body and go against yourself. It will take you longer to accomplish your goal. But if you do less than your best, you subject yourself to frustration, self-judgment, guilt, and regret. Just do your best. In any circumstance of life, it doesn't matter if you are sick or tired. If you always do your best, there's no way you can judge yourself. And if you don't judge yourself, there's no way you're going to suffer from guilt, blame, and self-punishment. Always doing your best, you will break a big spell that you've been under. All right, so I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to leave y'all to read that going forward as well. So the 4 agreements, the last one we're talking about is doing your best. Some of us know that we don't do our best on a daily basis. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Some of us, we know that we get up and drag our butts through the day. We know that we get up and we don't give it 100%. We know that we get up with no aim. We know that we get up with no goals, with no intention set for the day. We know that we're just traveling aimlessly through life with nothing popping, nothing to go for, and we could do better, but we don't. Well, if you're reading this book and you're on this broadcast, now you've been charged to do better. You know that you have to do your best every day. Like you have if you're not, you have people that are ailing, like they're sicker than sick, and they get up and they take the day in, and they're so grateful for that day. They're so grateful for the opportunity to be able to breathe in and out and blink and just be functional in any shape, in any way. But you have people that are fully functional. They're not sick. They don't have half the issues that many other people have. And for some reason, they can only find everything that's wrong with the day. When the truth is that you're just not doing your best. You could, but you're not. Because you're too busy worrying about everything else to do your best, right? Don't be one of those people. I'm guilty. I've done it. I've gone through a time span in my life where I was very dealing with some very dark times and feeling very alone and feeling very just like everything was against me. And it was only because of what I was telling myself. It was everything that I was dealing with, everything that I was telling myself. I was triggered by everything. I took everything personal. I assumed I was just doing everything. All the agreements at that time, y'all, was all out of line. But when I found this book, I got introduced to the 4 agreements. A lot has changed from October of 2020 to October now of 2021. I can't say I'm not the same person with how I view a lot of things and how I handle a lot of situations. Do I get down on some days? Yeah, I get down. I have days where I feel a little bit, low energy and I'm not feeling the greatest. But then I think about it. You know what? This is temporary. What I'm experiencing, these circumstances that I'm seeing in front of my face is temporary. Focus on the vision. What is it that we're really going for here? This is a part of the growth process. This is a part of being processed. This is a part of the becoming. What are we going for here? Keep your eyes on the vision, not on the circumstances. Live inside out. That's what I work to do every single day. Is it easy? No. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to not do it just because it's not easy. Life is only as hard as we make it. So if that's being the case, then I want life to be a cinch. So everything in my brain, I just tell myself, you know what? Talking to people is easy. Having conversations is easy. Meeting new people is easy. Going out, being happy is just so easy. Being grateful is just, oh my God, it's so easy. Why am I so good at being grateful? Why am I so good at being happy? Why am I so good at just valuing myself and life? Start asking yourself those questions. Now, why do I suck so bad at? You got to reprogram your mind, man. You got to really give yourself the chance, the opportunity to do better. The opportunity is there. It's not something that you have to wait for. It's right there, just waiting for you to grab it, to leverage it, to realize that it's right there, to notice it. It's literally saying, hey, look at me. I'm right here. Yet and still we look past it and say that the opportunity never showed up. All you have to do is simply just change the way you move out the day. If you get up in the morning and you get up at 8, okay, let's work on something new next day. Let's work on getting up at 6. Let's work on getting up at 7. Then let's work on getting up at 6. I'm telling you stuff that I do every day. And I'm telling y'all, I know it's not going to be easy. That's not the point. Anything worth having isn't going to be easy. Trust me. So changing your old ways, changing your old habits, doing things different, showing up new in the world, that is not an easy process, but it takes a brave soul to take it on, right? So you guys, it is 5:53 p.m. We've gone over the 4 agreements. I will actually show you here really quickly. So the first agreement, being impeccable with your word, we're just going to go over those really quick. The second agreement, don't take anything personal because it's really not about you. Read into that. Third agreement, don't make assumptions. And the last, finally, the fourth agreement, do your best. Always do your best. Then the book also goes into breaking the old habits and how you can actually break those habits. And now I'll read a little bit. I have a few more minutes, so I'll just kind of go into that just a little bit. It says, everyone talks about freedom. All around the world, different people, different races, different countries are fighting for freedom. But what is freedom? In America, we speak of living in a free country. But are we really free? Are we free to be who we really are? The answer is no. We aren't. We're not free. True freedom has to do with the human spirit. It is the freedom to be who we really are. Who stops us from being free? We blame the government. We blame the weather. We blame our parents. We blame religion. We blame God. Who really stopped us from being free? We stop ourselves. What does it really mean to be free? Sometimes we get married and we say that we lose our freedom, which is a crappy way of thinking, but we got divorced or we get divorced and we're still not free. What stops us? Why can't we be ourselves? We have memories of long ago when we used to be free and we loved being free, but we've forgotten what freedom really means. If we see a child who was 2 or 3, perhaps 4 years old, we find a free human. Why is this human free? Because this human does whatever he or she wants to do. I asked my 1-year-old, he ain't lying. The human is complete. This human is completely wild, just like a flower, a tree, or an animal that has not been domesticated. Wild. And if we observe humans who are 2 years old, we find that the time these humans have a big smile on their face and they're having fun. They're exploring. They're not afraid to play. They are afraid. They are afraid when they are hurt, when they are hungry, when their needs or some of their needs are not met. But they don't worry about the past. They don't care about the future. They only live in the present moment. So y'all, kids are for real true gifts. Everything. The kids that come to this planet, we even came to the planet the same way, and we taught our parents something about being free. So look at your kids. If you have small ones, a year, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 or 5 years old, and you see them in their imagination land, don't tell them to stop imagining. No, you start imagining. Take heed from the kids, man. So very young children are not afraid to express what they feel. They are so loving that if they perceive love, they melt into it. They are not afraid to love at all. That is the description of a normal human being. As children, we are not afraid of the future or ashamed of the past. Our normal human tendency is to enjoy life, to play, to explore, to be happy, to be and to love. So I'm gonna stop right there. It's 5:56. I'm gonna leave it right there. And that resonates with me wholeheartedly. If you've ever heard someone tell you to heal your inner child, y'all, that's a real thing. We are a lot of wounded big kids running around on the planet, and we're inflicting pain on one another because we just refuse to give that child that we came into the world as love anymore. Oh, well, I'm grown, you don't exist. No, 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 no. That child is very much still there. And you need to love on him or her. Take the time out to look up what shadow work is. Look up what deep work is. Figure out how to do it. What does it mean? What can it mean for you? Only reason I'm saying this, guys, is because of that I also do. I work on my inner self. I work on my inner child. It's not hard. It's honestly very simple, and it's very freeing. I spend a lot of time on my 1-year-old, and I just watch him run around, and he's just in his own little bubble. He's happy. Nothing bothers him. The only time that my baby is upset is when he's wet, hungry, or sleepy, or cold, or sick. 5 things. Other than that, he's carefree. And we should be the same. We've created this world that revolves around constant need to care about things. I would implore you guys just to take a moment to just not. Don't care about what you look like. Don't care about your hair. Don't care about what they doing. Don't care about what she doing, what he doing, what they think, what she think, how they feel. Just don't care. Just be. Be you. Be happy. Be human. With that, you guys, I thank you for coming in, spending time with me on this Sunday, giving me an hour of your time to just really sit and chill. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you guys, follow me on Instagram and Miss DearSuccess herself, Miss underscore DearSuccess underscore herself. Constantly working to post good content. Your feedback is always welcome, to let me know what it is that you guys want to see, what you want to know more about, how I can serve you, or how I can add value to your life. So with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will post the next book. I'll see you guys ready. Yeah, I'll make it another surprise. I'll see you guys next Sunday, and I'll let you know what book we're getting into for October, going into November. So I appreciate the love. I appreciate the time. I appreciate y'all. Y'all just standing and looking at my my what you call this screen. So yes, guys, it's all love. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all next Sunday. Peace, family.